New tornado warning coming in right now. This is for southern Howell County. Yet another Howell County tornado warned storm. This one tracking south of West Plains. That tornado warning, you can see it running from south of West Plains back toward the South Fork area down to Lanton and northeast into northwestern Oregon County. Not quite to Alton, but into the Rover area. So we've got another tornado warned storm focused south of West Plains. That tornado warned storm tracking northeast at 60 miles per hour. That is a lot of ground it's going to cover over the next half an hour. That is the track. You can see it looks like it'll be all the way to the county line, I think, in about 10 minutes. In the Rover area in about 15 minutes, and then up in Thomasville in about 20 minutes. So this storm quickly moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. This is radar indicated. If you live in the path of this storm, take shelter. You want to get into your tornado safe space, an interior room, the basement. If you have a storm shelter, that would be great. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado. This is just one of many that have popped off this afternoon, and one of many that have hit Howell County in particular. It looks like this tornado threat will stay to the south of West Plains. So again, a tornado warned storm moving through southern Howell County. The circulation right now, and that image right there looks a little bit dated, but the circulation right now is located very close to Highway 17. So right now in this image that I've got to show you on air, it shows it back here. It's actually located right here just to the north of Lanton on top of Highway 17, again tracking northeast at 60 miles per hour. With that, it looks like, again, communities near, say, Brandsville. So areas from about the south end of West Plains down toward Brandsville, it appears that that's where the circulation is going to go through. This is the same area that has already had a tornado threat, and yet another tornado threat coming through that corridor. Looks like the circulation is located on top of Highway 63 now, southeast of West Plains, on top of Frankville. We were talking earlier, there is a West Plains Soccer Association located in the vicinity of that. I think I'm looking at current data.
I think it's going to be a little bit further south, but I mean, this is spooky how it's almost the exact same area. That rotation is forming up again. We also seen reports of this earlier produced about tennis ball sized hail. I can start to track and see if we're going to get hail that large again into the West Plains area, but this is the same area that was just hit, having another thunderstorm that's coming back in. This is that kind of training of thunderstorms that we're worried was going to set up. Well, here it is. It's starting to arrive.
Yeah, it is interesting how, I mean, the same areas have been hit by possible tornadoes here over the last several hours. Again, that circulation appears to be very close to or on the southeast side of West Plains. It looks like it's very close to Highway 63 now. Keep in mind, it is a fast-moving thunderstorm moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That will not give you much time downstream, and again, it's located roughly right about in there. It does not give you much time downstream to prepare for a possible tornado. In addition to the risk of a tornado, we're likely getting some hail out of that guy. Looks like maybe hail of quarter to golf ball size in the West Plains area. Not quite southeast to Brandsville, but maybe down toward the Frankville area, West Plains to Frankville. Looks like we're also getting some heavy hail at this hour of maybe quarter to golf ball size. It does look like the circulation has now shifted to the east of West Plains, now located northeast of Highway 63. It looks like it's between West Plains and Brandsville. So this image here, again, a little bit dated. It looks like that circulation is now located roughly here to the east of Highway 63 on the east end of West Plains, tracking quickly northeast at 60 miles per hour. Earlier I was saying how it looks like it'll be to the county line, approaching Oregon County, looks like in probably the next 5 minutes or so, moving very quickly at 60 miles per hour to the northeast. Again, hail likely falling at this hour from West Plains southeast. Looking at some other markers in that area, it looks like places like the West Plains Soccer Association. There's an airport there, Howell Valley Airport. I mean, we're probably getting some hail in those areas, maybe to a golf ball size. This is the circulation itself very close to Howell Creek east of Highway 63.
Close to the elementary school over there, Howell Valley School, right into that area. So this
is that pretty close to Howell Valley Airport?
Right next to it. Right next to it. Yeah.
County Road 8890 running south out of ZZ Highway. That's pretty close to where this possible tornado is located. Looks like that circulation is now on top of ZZ Highway, east of West Plains, tracking northeast. Looks like next up would be areas like, let's see, County Road 9190 up toward Highway 160. That would be the kind of the general area that circulation is going to be tracking through. So roughly in this fashion. So tornado threat continues near the West Plains area. I think it is starting to subside in West Plains, but still dangerous outside. You're still likely getting very heavy rainfall and hail. Looks like we're getting some strong winds in the Frankville area down toward Chapin. This would be associated more with a thunderstorm than with the possible tornado. It looks like the tornado threat has shifted east of Frankville or northeast of Frankville. Looks like it's now located between Highway 160 and ZZ Highway, between West Plains and Cull. And looks like it's going to track. There was a supercell that went through the same area maybe 30, 45 minutes ago, and it looks like it's following almost the same track. With very similar results, tornado risk as well as a risk of large to very large hail. That circulation right now, again, located between Highway 160 and ZZ Highway, tracking northeast at 60 miles per hour. The warning itself, it runs for about another 27 minutes. That'll take us pretty close to the 5 o'clock hour. I think by that point, though, it'll probably already, at that stage, it may be moving through Oregon County and into southern sections of Shannon County. I'm going to go ahead and clear the scope data off. This is what radar looks right now, and this is probably more representative of what's happening right now. That circulation is located, here's West Plains. That circulation is located very close to that spot right there, tracking northeast at 60 miles per hour. Now, in addition to the storm in Howell County, we've still got some pockets of stormy weather up towards Shannon County. Looks like this storm could clip, the one that's tornado warned, could clip southeastern Shannon County as it tracks northeast. And then we're still looking at a pretty good line of thunderstorms south into Arkansas across Fulton County. Looks like Izard and Stone counties getting hit right now with heavy rain and lightning. Some of this activity down toward Clinton, Arkansas is severe warned. And then further east toward the Mississippi River and east of the Mississippi River, actually east of the Mississippi River, we have a bigger severe weather event unfolding at this hour with multiple tornado warned storms there. The tornado warned storm in Howell County, looking at an updated scan here, I mean, we've still got a relatively tight circulation very close to Highway 160 east of West Plains. So trying to zoom in there onto Highway 160. This is still to the west of Rover, but that little dip there you see on Highway 160, that's pretty close. This little dip right here, that's pretty close to where the circulation is currently located. That's east of West Plains, and it looks like that circulation in the latest scan, just got an update there. That circulation is now located very close to the county line. Looks like it's right about in here to the northwest of Rover. Notice how the severe weather threat is now east of West Plains. So it looks like the tornado risk has come to an end in the West Plains area. Certainly back towards South Fork and Lanton, the tornado risk has come to an end. I can give you the all clear there. Still watching again clusters of storms to the south, but really the only storm of concern right now in our area is this storm that is moving now out of Howell County into northwestern Oregon County. Looks like that circulation is located very close to Highway 160 south of Fanchon. This is to the northwest of Cull and to the west-northwest of Rover. So just kind of give you an idea of what I'm seeing. It looks like that circulation is located right about in here. So you can see West Plains off to the west, Fanchon up to the north of where the circulation is. There's Cull, there's Rover, and it's tracking roughly like this. So it's going to get pretty close to Fanchon, moving northeast again still at 60 miles per hour. Let's track that out. And it looks like that will bring it, I think, into southern Shannon County, I should say, over the next half an hour. So again, it's located right about in here, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That's how much ground it will likely cover over the next half an hour. So I think in about 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to see it move out of northwestern Oregon County, move across the county line into southern Shannon County, move across Highway 99 in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then from there, it looks like it will track close to Winona in about 20 minutes time from now. So roughly 4:43 this afternoon, here comes another tornado warned storm. Now, we don't know that it's going to hold on to that tornado warning, but we can still see the circulation on radar, and it hasn't weakened a heck of a lot. So that possibility is there that we could be looking at a tornado warned storm back into Shannon County, possibly impacting areas as far northeast as Winona in roughly 20 minutes time. Right now, that circulation is located north of Highway 160, southeast of Fanchon. Trying to get some road names to pop in for us. Again, this is a very rural area. County Road 1240 or 1240, County Road 1240. Trying to get another one to pop in. County Road 3850. These are some county roads that are in the vicinity of the circulation. So this is southeast of Fanchon, moving quickly off to the northeast at 60
And this is moving into the Rover area. And, I was talking to meteorologist Tom Schmidt, where we had a crew that was just driving through this area, and he said it looks like a tornado came through because it did 2 weeks ago, and it's really hard to tell sometimes. He said you can't tell if the damage that you're seeing is what was caused 2 weeks ago when we had those EF3s that rolled into this area, or if it's damage that's being caused right now. This is an area that had large hail on Sunday, had those large tornadoes 2 weeks ago on the 14th, and now this is the second tornado warning in the exact same location that we had within, what, the last hour, last 90 minutes, Jamie? So very active. We talked about that possibility of these thunderstorms starting to train into Howell County. I think this may be the caboose of the thunderstorm, maybe the kind of the last severe thunderstorm that you have to get through, but this one's coming down a pretty good fight it's taken, this supercell. Good rotation on it, and that's why we have this concern of that tornado warning into this area. And
you know, Matt, that's, you know, trying to look further south because there are some areas to the south of the state line where we're still finding areas of broad rotation. One is in western Fulton County, west of Salem.
Yep. Yep.
There's another area of broad rotation getting into Stone County, southwest of Mountain View.
That one's looking pretty strong. I almost expect that one to become tornado warned south of Mountain View.
Yeah, that one's going to pivot up into the Mountain View area. So watching that storm, so these are a couple of different pockets that are not tornado warned, but we're certainly going to watch. While I was saying all that, I was not showing you what I'm seeing on radar, but I'll do that right now. And again, it looks like right here we're seeing an area of rotation, and then also right here we're seeing an area of rotation with that activity. It's more of a, it looks like more of a shear axis, Matt. It looks like more of a kind of like a line segment.
For you're referring to the Mountain View?
Yeah, well, both of these here in Fulton County and in areas southwest of Mountain View. Looks like we've got kind of a shear axis right in here and a shear axis right in here. Now we'll see if that tightens up, because sometimes, you know, you have supercell thunderstorms and then you have a variety that we call QLCS tornadoes. Those are tornadoes that form within line segments. They tend to be rather brief, weak. The circulations tend to be shallow, and that's a possibility. When there's a lot of wind energy intersecting a line segment like we have this afternoon, you can get little spin ups. So again, going to be watching this area right in here in western Fulton County, and this area right there, that is in southwestern Stone County. Both of those areas, again, seeing some, you know, like I said, broad rotation or a shear axis. But the tornado warned storm in Oregon County continues. That circulation is located now north of Highway 160, pushing across areas north and west of Rover. West of Thomasville is where it appears to be located. Clear that out. And that, as we kind of shift radar views, that is what it looks like right now. You can see a little bit of a indentation right there. This is So just keep in mind, you've got the winds kind of blowing into the updraft. The updraft is located right here. This is roughly where we think that there could be a tornado. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado, meaning the circulation's strong enough so that that possibility is there. And again, that's located west of Thomasville. You can see in the last scan, looks like it's moved a bit further northeast, now located to the west-northwest of Thomasville. Looks like it will stay just north of Thomasville, tracking across Highway 99, probably in the next 5 minutes, and it should be up to the county line in under 10 minutes. And then from there, it'll make its way into southern Shannon County. So if you're watching from Birch Tree, I think that the tornado risk with this particular thunderstorm, if it remains, I think it's going to pass by to your southeast. But areas east of Birch Tree over toward Winona, this is going to be a corridor in here where I think that this storm is going to cross in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for those areas, but we don't have a tornado warning. That is in areas of northwestern Oregon County. We're cleaning up that tornado warning. It looks like for all folks in Howell County, the tornado risk has ended. I believe that that is for good this evening. I think that the tornado risk is over with now for Howell County. Looks like with this last storm, I think that from here on out, yes, there's some rain and thunder and lightning, but I think that the tornado risk has ended in Howell County. It does continue, though, in areas further east in Shannon County and Oregon County with that particular storm, and we're going to keep eyes on eastern Fulton County down into Izard County. That activity will eventually clip Sharp County. So
something I'd like to do, if I can talk to kind of our production team for a second, is we have the storm tracker. Flip over to Max 2. You can see it's closer to Willow Springs. I'd love to kind of get the shot of the storm tracker. I know they're not in the heart of this tornado warning at this time, but they're on the backside of where these thunderstorms have just moved into Howell County. If we can try to get that shot set up where we can kind of see what they're seeing with the storm trackers. They're chasing this tornado warned storm just a little bit behind it, but they're definitely kind of driving right into it, Jamie.
Yeah, okay, there we go. You ask, you shall receive, and you've got to look right now. Which highway were they on?
I believe this is 60. I know they're in Willow Springs. I believe they're on Highway 60 headed east.
Headed east, trying to catch up with what's going on to the south of their area.
So they're really behind. This is the area where all those thunderstorms just passed through, and they're about to drive into kind of the heart of where these storms are right now.
So they're heading east on 60. They've already passed the Willow Springs area, is that what you said?
I believe they're right around Willow Springs.
Okay, so that's kind of the point where they could go south on 63.
Yeah, they should be just east of Willow Springs.
Okay, so it sounds like they're going to continue east on 60. That's going to get them, they're going to kind of punch the backside of that cluster of thunderstorms, part of which is tornado warned in northwestern Oregon County. Now, it looks like they're going to remain north of the tornado risk. And you can see a new tornado warning just issued now. This is for northeastern Oregon County, northeastern Oregon County into southeastern Shannon County. So this is the tornado warned storm. The warning that we've been following for northwestern Oregon County. Now a new tornado warning has been issued, and I'll adjust the view. New tornado warning just issued for southeastern Shannon County and northeastern Oregon County. This is still north of Alton. Looks like we're going to be able to keep that tornado risk north of Alton with this particular storm. But it will, as I said earlier, I mean, we're going to have to watch areas between Birch Tree and Winona. This is probably going to be a zone that circulation is going to cross through in the next, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes.
Jamie, I'm seeing this northeast at 55. I think the previous warning was northeast at 60, so maybe this one just a pinch slower. The National Weather Service are saying, hey, we have not we haven't confirmed a tornado. We don't believe it's a tornado at this time, but the rotation is strong enough that we want to start giving people some warning of where this is going to start spilling downrange. So not a confirmed tornado at this minute, but the rotation continues to really persist as this is moving into Oregon County.
And while you were saying that, I went ahead and tracked this out. Again, if you're watching from Winona, looks like it's going to be in your area in probably about 15 to 20 minutes. Looks like it should be up to about Highway 60 at that time. Areas down toward the county line, looks like it'll be crossing the county line in under 5 minutes. And that is, I want to stress, a very rural area in Shannon County, south of Highway, much of Shannon County and Oregon County is very rural, but south of Highway 60, very rural. But once you get up to 60, there are, you've got quite a few spots along that highway running into Winona where folks live. And it looks like this tornado risk is going to be moving across Highway 60 in about 15 minutes. So please, if you live along Highway 60 between Birch Tree and Winona, if you live in that area, please take action, get into your tornado safe space. There will be the risk, at least, of a tornado moving through that area over the next 10 to 15 minutes. At the very least, there could be strong winds. And there still is some evidence of hail, although that hail core has weakened to some extent. We may still be getting at least hail up to quarters to the northwest of Thomasville. Again, it looks like we're going to be able to keep the tornado risk generally well to the north of Alton. Not seeing any evidence of a developing circulation any further southwest of Alton. There certainly is a continuation of that line of storms, and you can see that little nub right there, but I don't see any evidence of a circulation right there. This is where the circulation is currently showing up on radar. In addition to that, still watching some pockets of broad rotation in Fulton County and also Stone County. As I was telling Matt earlier, I think these are probably more like a shear axis, and what I mean by that is I clear off this data as we take a look at those storms. We just kind of swapped radar views there. I'm going to swap this out with velocity, and there we go. And what you see when this swaps out is roughly, you can see this inbound motion right here and then outbound motion right there. That's more of a shear axis. So we've got this area of winds moving toward the radar site, an area of winds moving away from the radar site. If we see this tighten up in any way, then we would be more concerned that we could find some tornado development out of that area. At this stage of the game, I don't think that that's happening. But we are still tracking this area of rotation, which is now very close to Highway 99. Looks like Highway 99 running south out of Birch Tree. That is where the circulation is currently. Looking at some, let's see if we can get some street names to pop up for us. Let's see, again, very close to Highway 99. This is right there where T Highway hits 99. It looks like north of there is where the circulation is. So north of that junction of T Highway and 99. That circulation looks like, I think here in the last scan, it may have maybe crossing the county line. I think it's very close to the Birch Creek Conservation Area. So I think the circulation now is south of Birch Tree, located very close to the Birch Creek Conservation Area, right in that vicinity in southernmost Shannon County. So that's what we're watching, and that will. It looks like it will stay to the east of Birch Tree, but again, areas up toward Winona, this is going to be the general corridor that this circulation is taking. And it will move through here pretty quickly. I would guess in the next 10 to 15 minutes, this storm moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Just looking at a new scan, and it looks like in that new scan, that circulation, it's still there. It may have tightened up a little bit. It does look now to be north of the county line, very close to Highway 99, running south out of Birch Tree. Basically, that circulation appears to be right on top of Birch Creek Conservation Area. Looks like the tornado threat is ending now for areas further south into northwestern Oregon County. If you're watching from Rover over toward Thomasville, east over toward Alton, I think the tornado risk has ended in your communities. Notice that this is a pretty broad, and we'll go back to a different radar view here. It's a pretty broad tornado warning. And let's see if I can get this up. There's a lot of information I'm sifting through. There it is. This is a pretty broad warning. Again, it extends from north of Highway 60 all the way south down to about Highway 160. Again, I think we were concerned initially about this cell, still are, but I think the Weather Service is also watching that cell right there to see if it's going to tighten up. That may account for the for the rather broad area north to south that's being covered by this tornado warning. This is the most concerning feature though, right here, now north of the county line, moving into Shannon County. It will continue to track across southeastern Shannon County, approaching Highway 60. It's right now over a very rural area, but certainly as it nears Highway 60, the risk of it impacting people will go up. And let's go ahead and track it. Looks like that will bring it into, it starts right about there, northeast at 55 miles per hour. I mean, you can see there's a lot of areas that are going to be covered by that track in the next 30 minutes. Winona, it looks like it should be near Highway 60 in about 10 minutes. So you have about 10 more minutes to prepare for a possible tornado with this storm coming in from your southwest. If you live east of Birch Tree, approaching Winona, again, you too should be making preparations for a possible tornado, taking shelter. That storm should then from there move north of Highway 60 in the next 5 to 10 minutes and will approach areas up toward, that is the Highway 106 area that runs across Shannon County from west to east. So again, I think in the short term, really the most concerning time frame is probably going to be the next 5 to 10 minutes as that circulation crosses Highway 60 and gets very close to Winona. From there, it looks like it would be near Highway 106 in eastern Shannon County, east of Highway 19, in about 10 minutes, or I should say about 20 minutes time. It looks like around 10 minutes time it'll be moving near Winona, and about 20 minutes it'll be up near Highway 106. Again, currently that circulation is located south of Birch Tree, basically on top of Highway 99. Looks like it will stay just to the south and southeast of the Birch Tree area before crossing east of Birch Tree, crossing Highway 60. In addition to that, let's see if there's anything else that we need to be concerned about further south. I'm looking at a different radar source. I don't see anything. I think this right now is kind of the main event for our area.
I do want to mention a lot of flood warnings that are in place. And if we can kind of go over to Max 2, we got flood warnings from Howell County that extends all the way through Arkansas to the Red River in Oklahoma and Texas. This is just that start of really this soggier process of rain. We're expecting to see more rainfall for Thursday, for Friday, for Saturday, potentially Sunday as well. Additional tornado warnings have been issued. It's really starting to get active over in Tennessee and northern Mississippi. We also have tornado warnings in central Illinois. So
yep, one in the St. Louis area right now.
Yeah, this is active weather that's happening throughout the country. We only have that one tornado warning into our viewing area, but the atmosphere is producing multiple tornadoes.
It's one of many today. Yes. I mean, we had a wave this morning, folks. Started up near sunrise over near I-49. We had several tornado warned storms out of that wave. Then there was a lull mid to late morning, and then long about 1 to 2 o'clock, the storm started to ramp back up in intensity east of Highway 65, and ever since, we've been under the gun. We have seen several tornado-warned storms develop east of Highway 65, and now we're finding them east of Highway 63. Matt mentioned the rainfall, the flash flood warnings that are already in place because of training thunderstorms. Look at this corridor of rainfall that has already occurred from West Plains back into Jasper. Totals there of 2 to 3 inches in pockets. More heavy rain south of Jasper, and maybe lesser amounts, but still pockets of heavy rain even north and west from there. So this is the beginning. This is going to be a multi-day rain event that will produce inches of rainfall. And you know, if you were kind of, you know, saying, that's not going to happen, we've already seen a couple of inches of rain fall in that corridor where we could find amounts topping 7 inches. Again, multiple waves of rain and thunderstorms will move across the region through this upcoming weekend, or at least through Saturday night into Sunday morning. And folks, we may end things with a wet snowfall Sunday morning, if you can believe it. It looks like there could be a wet snowfall over parts of Missouri, southwest Missouri, maybe into central Missouri, Sunday morning before we're finally done with this stormy stretch of weather. Right now, though, we are not done with the severe weather impacting areas of our area. So southeastern Shannon County, I'll go back up. In fact, what I'm going to do is swap that out for a different radar view, and we'll go back up to that. You can still see that circulation, that tornado-warned storm now moving across Shannon County. Putting our scope data on there for us.
Kind of southeast of Birch Tree is what
Yeah,
I'm seeing
southeast
right now.
of Birch Tree. It's still southwest of Winona. It looks like it's now beginning to exit the Birch Creek Conservation Area off to the east. It is located southeast of Birch Tree, and I would guess that it's going to very rapidly move into areas near and west of Winona and east of Birch Tree, probably over the next 5 minutes or so. Again, you can see on radar, here's the circulation. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this view up a little bit. We'll clear that out, and we'll tighten that up some. This is the area of interest right in here, and that circulation is located roughly about in there. And again, this data appears to be a little bit old, but it gives you the idea. So here's Birch Tree. The circulation, this scan looks about a scan old, but it looks like it's located right about in here. It's tracking northeast, Winona located here, Birch Tree, Highway 60. I think the circulation is going to cut right between Birch Tree and Winona. I think it may stay east of Birch Tree and just to the west of Winona, but folks in between, there is going to be a risk of a tornado moving through over the next 5 minutes. Again, that storm is tracking along just like all of them have today, very quickly to the northeast, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So with that, we're looking at this thing getting close to Winona, and that's going to happen, I would guess, in the next 5 minutes or so. It looks like that circulation should move very close to or west of Winona. Certainly over the next 5 minutes, it'll cross Highway 60. Then from there, it should be up near Highway 106 in about 15 to 20 minutes over eastern Shannon County. And then in probably about 25 minutes, we're going to find this storm exiting Shannon County, getting back into Reynolds County. Again, this is just the latest storm that we've tracked across this same area today. There have been multiple tornado-warned storms that have impacted Howell County and now have impacted Shannon County. In fact, at one time, I think there were 2 different circulations we were tracking in Shannon County at the same time. And now we have yet another storm, another possible tornado tracking into southern Shannon County. That circulation right now is located just south of Highway 60, roughly between Birch Tree and Winona. I would put it, just kind of looking at distance, it looks like I would put it probably about 7 miles to the east of Birch Tree and about 3.5 miles to the west of Winona, very close to Highway 60. So it should be crossing Highway 60 shortly. I think it is going to cross 60 just to the west of Winona. It'll then continue northeast, approaching the Rocky Creek Conservation Area and Highway 19, which runs north out of Winona. Looks like it would be up near Highway 19, north of Winona, in about, I would put it, probably about 5 to 8 minutes. So again, a fast-moving storm moving across Shannon County. So far throughout this afternoon and this event today, we have not had any absolute confirmation of a tornado, not with the storms this afternoon. We did get confirmation of tornadoes to the west along I-49. In fact, they've already rated the tornado that hit Nevada this morning near sunrise. They rated it at EF1 strength. Quite a few businesses sustaining damage from that particular tornado. That was one of several tornado-warned storms early in the day before that lull in the action from about 9 o'clock through about 1 o'clock this afternoon as the line was moving across Highway 65, as it was moving through the Springfield area. We saw, again, the storm intensities diminish. Go ahead, Matt.
Jamie, you mentioned that you're talking about the EF1 that happened over in Nevada earlier. That was tossing train cars. The National Weather Service said there was 8 train cars that EF1 tornado tossed over. There was roofs that were ripped off into that area. On the ground for about 17 miles, about 600 yards wide. Winds roughly 100 miles per hour. I think it's just a shade under 100, so 95, 96 miles per hour with that EF1 that came in Nevada earlier today. Haven't had any confirmed tornadoes in this afternoon. We've had a lot of confirmed pictures and funnel clouds, but haven't seen anything that has connected with the ground. And I think we just have to kind of push out this last little tornado warning, and then we can safely dodge this bullet of a high-risk severe weather day by the Storm Prediction Center. It is very active. There is 1, 2, I'm just counting the active tornadoes right now. There's 1 in Mississippi, 1 in Tennessee, 1 in Missouri, 1 in Illinois, expecting more, especially once kind of this line of storms get closer to the boot hill and gets closer to the Mississippi, where higher instability, a little bit more dew point, more energy for these supercells to develop. Almost done for tonight, just pushing out this last little bit that we have to get through until we can kind of give that all clear.
Yeah, and I think if we've got a tornado with this storm in Shannon County, I think that it is getting very close to Winona right now. That circulation appears to be just about on top of Highway 60, and it looks like it's going to skirt maybe just west of Winona. So again, the tornado risk appears to be peaking right now in the Winona area as the circulation moves through your community. And then from there, it will continue to track northeast across Highway 19 shortly thereafter. But just looking at radar, it looks like that circulation is right on top of Highway 60, just to the west of Winona. Looks like it will maybe pass just to the southeast of Rocky Creek Conservation Area, moving across Highway 19. Just got a new scan in fact, and it looks like that circulation is now north of Winona on Highway 19, and it will continue to track northeast from there. It looks like it's starting to run out of ground in terms of tornado warning polygon. That tornado warning, again, in effect for a fairly broad area from northern Oregon County into Shannon County, but realistically, I think the risk of a tornado is focused around Winona and just north of Winona on 19. So I think we could probably discount the rest of that warning. I'll clear that out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that warning, it extends to the south into Oregon County. So I think if
people in Oregon County are safe.
I think we're good down here. I think we could probably go ahead and carve that out of the warning. I think areas west of Winona back toward Birch Tree, tornado threat is passed. The tornado threat really is right here, just to the north of Winona on Highway 19. And again, it's starting to run out of warning real estate. I mean, this is the northeastern edge of that polygon. So we're going to see what the Weather Service decides to do with that. They may, as that storm moves out of the warning polygon, they may just replace it with a severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, at that point, I think that gets handed off to the Paducah National Weather Service, if I am correct, that covers like the Van Buren area and points east.
I'll take a look at Paducah.
It gets a little bit tricky sometimes as these storms they're tracking from one county warning area or National Weather Service office area of responsibility. As it moves out of one office responsibility area to another one, sometimes they have to communicate and coordinate to figure out what do they want to do with that storm as it's moving out of one jurisdiction into another. And I think that's happening right now from Springfield going into Paducah, their county warning area. But at the very least, I mean, there's still a circulation there. Looks like it is.
Springfield's cleaning up the polygon on that. I imagine we're going to find out what Paducah wants to do here.
That circulation appears to be between Highway 19 and H Highway. H Highway runs roughly southwest to northeast out of the Winona area, and it looks like that circulation is located right about in there. It continues to track northeast. I'm guessing they still have the speed at about 55 miles per hour. That will take it further and further away from Winona, so I think that the risk of a tornado in Winona or near Winona is coming to an end. Certainly has to the south and west of Winona, but it does continue a little bit longer for that northeastern corner of the warning polygon. This area right in here, that's where the risk of a tornado remains in that warning polygon.
As this tornado possible rotation is moving past Highway 60, moving out of Winona, I'd like to switch back to the storm tracker. Right now it's in West Plains. I imagine they're driving around. I'm curious if they're seeing any damages, if they have flooding, because West Plains is under a flash flood warning right now, as they saw, what was it, Jamie, about 2 to 3 inches of rain that went to the city earlier today. So I'd be curious if we can pull up that shot and kind of see what they're seeing into the area. That tornado warning is starting to come to a close, running out of that polygon box. So we're very curious if we're going to see kind of what happens downrange with this.
And I want to talk about for other friends that are watching from southern Oregon County. I mean, there's an intense thunderstorm moving through that area over Thayer right now, getting some heavy rain and hail. There is a broad circulation right there, but nothing that shows evidence of tightening up into a tornado. Also further south into Sharp County, and into areas like Stone County. I mean, we've still got a pretty good line of thunderstorms pushing across those areas. So, you know, the risk of severe weather, you can see it there, Izard and Stone County, that line segment that extends from Melbourne south. So that's one line segment. We got another one again from the Thayer, Mammoth Springs area in eastern Fulton County. This is the tornado-warned storm north of Winona now. These are the areas that we're still watching as they continue to move east out of our area. Matt was talking earlier about the tornado risk that is unfolding with storms to the east in Tennessee and northern Mississippi. This is an area that is under a rare high risk for severe weather. There is a PDS tornado watch. That is rare. What that means is this is what would be considered a particularly dangerous situation. We've got a very combustible set of ingredients in this area where that PDS watch, that PDS tornado watch is in effect, that could lead to strong, long-lived, long-track tornadoes. That's the concern. So we'll watch how the evening unfolds in those regions. You can see further west back toward Little Rock, a line of severe storms extends down toward the Hot Springs area. Of course, it cuts north across our eastern counties, east of Highway 63, right into the St. Louis area. It looks like we've even got tornado-warned storms up in central Illinois, west of Champaign. So this is a broad area. Looking at storm reports so far for today, this is what we've got. This is 24 hours worth of data, and you can see there have been pockets. This goes back to last night. Tornadoes touching down north of Wichita, west of Topeka. Also tornadoes touching down northeast of Oklahoma City. Tornadoes touching down this morning here along I-49, near Nevada especially, where we already have one that was rated EF1 in strength. Further southeast this afternoon, quite a few reports of large hail. Tennis ball size hail, in fact, reported out of the South Fork area in Howell County, and also some reports of wind and wind damage. So far, no reports of tornadoes, thankfully, but there have been reports of funnel clouds being sighted. And you know, sometimes you just have to wait and see what you get out of a storm. I mean, there may have been something that touched down and we just don't know yet. We just haven't gotten that information just yet. Certainly, we have seen some storms that looked suspect. One was one that came out of Baxter County across the Gamelia area through Bakersfield into southwestern Howell County. That's just one track of a circulation that we were kind of concerned about, but one of several that we've been tracking this afternoon.
Jamie, you have plotted up the hail there, and I've received, I believe, 2 reports of tennis ball-sized hail into Howell County, and you can kind of see those green diamonds that are indicating that as well. It's been a big hail event. That's what they got on Sunday. It was a big hail event where they got, I saw a picture of a softball-sized hail roughly just south of Howell County in Fulton County along that state line. So area that was impacted with storms about 3 days ago, they're impacted with storms again today. We have more chances for thunderstorms to return over the next couple of days. Don't expect those to be severe. I'm not as concerned with a tornadic threat for that, but it's a very active pattern where we're expecting more rain for Thursday, more rain for Friday, more rain for Saturday, and potentially we can get rain that can linger into Sunday as well.
Yeah, and we're approaching the 5 o'clock hour. Our newscast begins at 5 o'clock. Ozark's first newscast on Color 10, if you want to join us there. I think we're probably, this warning runs, this tornado warning that we're still following runs through 5:15 this afternoon, but I think,
expect it to get canceled before then. It's starting to run out of real estate.
I would guess that it's going to get canceled before then. At the very least, it's moving kind of out of the current polygon, and we'll see what they do with it. But that is the only tornado warning in the area right now. And again, we're running out of time and real estate for additional warnings to impact our southeastern counties. Thankfully, I mean, it's good news that it looks like that this event is starting to wind down for our area. But I would ask for producers to kind of be thinking about where we want to go as we begin to get close to the end of our coverage. We will stay with this tornado warning as it continues for a little while longer. The circulation currently is located north of Winona. This is roughly, it's northeast of Winona, east of Highway 19.
And Jamie, the Paducah office, they went right up to that county line in Shannon County. They went as far as their jurisdiction, and they said, hey, we're going to issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this. So yeah. I don't think they have any intentions to continue this tornado warning. I imagine the Springfield office probably has no intentions to continue this tornado warning as well. I imagine they're probably going to just slap a severe thunderstorm warning on this. Not as strong with rotation as what we were seeing, 15, 20 minutes ago. That's when it was really kind of at its strength. Yeah. Still something we need to monitor at this time, but not as strong as what it was.
Okay, yeah, and currently that circulation, it's right there in the northeastern corner of the polygon. It is right on top of H Highway, right there where NN Highway runs into H Highway in eastern Shannon County, north of Winona. That's about where that circulation is located. And it looks like it's kind of getting into that corner. Here's that corner of Shannon County. That circulation located right about in there, starting to track out of the polygon. It is moving into, or at least toward, the current river conservation area. It looks like it will stay maybe near and south of Highway 106. It should stay safely to the east of Eminence, so not any concern that we're going to find this risk moving into the Eminence area. Looks like it will track across northeastern Shannon County. It looks like it will stay roughly near or south of Highway 106, moving toward roughly the current river conservation area. But for folks watching in Winona, Lowossie, over toward Birch Tree, the tornado risk has ended for your communities. I think that's going to be it for the night too, for y'all's area. But there is still a sliver of concern there in northeasternmost Shannon County as that thunderstorm tracks now east of Eminence. Looks like, again, that circulation will kind of parallel to the south Highway 106, maybe kind of approaching Ellington, heading toward that general vicinity, toward Ellington, Missouri. Outside of that storm, not seeing anything right now that says we need to be overly concerned. There are still some pockets, just kind of looking at a pocket of rotation down near Cushman. This is southeast of Melbourne. Near the Mountain View area. Also looking at an area of broad rotation. This is east of Thayer, southeast of Alton. Those storms too are tracking northeast. So those are probably going to be the last two storms that we have to really concern ourselves with. And then after that, we will be done with this severe weather event. But again, just the beginning of an active stretch of weather that will continue into this upcoming weekend. Multiple waves of rain and thunderstorms on the way. We're going to have to deal with it each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday morning. I think the worst of it's going to come through Friday and Saturday. I think Friday afternoon into the overnight, there may even be a risk of severe weather in areas that have seen it this afternoon, generally south of I-44 and east of Highway 65. Again, that's Friday afternoon into Friday night, just sort of a heads up. That's the time frame that we may have to contend with some more severe weather in our area. In addition to that, like we've seen this afternoon, you get too many storms in a short period of time, you're going to have flooding. And we have had flash flood warnings that have been issued from southeast of Jasper, Arkansas through Mountain Home into West Plains. That's a corridor that is already on this first day of this rain event.
Jamie, let me cut you off for some good news. That tornado warning has been expired. So that's that good news. The tornado warning has been expired. We have no tornado warnings into our viewing area right now. Okay,
so with that, here we are. We're knocking on the door of our 5 o'clock hour. We're likely going to be tossing over to Color 10. If you want to continue with our news on Color 10, join us there. Otherwise, we're going to be returning to regular programming for our friends that are watching Fox right now. So right now, we're going to be, again, going to programming, or you can stay with us here on Color 10.